He says hello.
I originally thought I was going to be talking to like 20 of my friends, but it's nice to see some new faces here. So the reason that we wanted to come together today is because when a few months ago the death toll hit 2,000, a few of us came together to hold a vigil, and we tried to translate the names on the list of martyrs. And as we were doing it, there were 3 of us translating, and we realized that the list was too long for us to actually, 3 hours later, we realized it was too long for us to actually comprehend the amount of lives that were lost at that point. And that was just a few months ago. Then we heard about some of the children, like Yusuf, who was blonde and had curly hair. And a few thousand children later, we heard about Reem, who was the soul of my soul. And then we heard about Hind, who was trapped in a car. And then a few weeks later, as we heard about Hind being martyred, we also heard about Sidra, and we all saw the pictures together. And that is something that we'll all have to kind of come together in solidarity and grief and rage against. Each of those children had a story, and each of those people had a story, and we will never get to understand exactly how many lives, beautiful lives, were lost in that time. What angered me most is seeing the IOF, which is the Israeli terrorist army, holding up a pride flag and saying that they did it in the name of love. I can say, yeah, shame. I can say that as a queer Palestinian, they did not do it in my name and in the name of my love. And I can say for everybody here that they didn't do it in any of our names, and that's why we're here together today to say no to that. So we did not get our rights as queer people by just sitting around and waiting for someone to give them to us. We had to fight for them. And the people that fought for those rights did not do it so that we could sit complacently and allow a genocide to happen in front of us in our name and do nothing about it. So I would just like to thank you all, and I'm very proud of Cardiff for showing up here today and saying no to the genocide. Our next speakers are Pitches to Gaza, and they have a really, really cool initiative to tell you about.
Hi. Oh Jesus! Sorry. Can I get a helper? Can I get a helper? I brought a team. They're not very good. Okay. So we are Kutches to Gaza. We are 2 people, and we are going to Egypt. We're going to Egypt next month to provide direct cash aid envelopes to Gazan Palestinian refugees currently living displaced in Egypt. We're overseen by Safebo, who I know a lot of you will be following. It's Rain Dove's initiative, and they're the people who are going to be providing us with the details on the ground so that we can get this into the hands of the right people. So these will be people that they've already helped, people that are on their lists, and people that they are evacuating at the moment. I don't know if everybody here knows, but they are currently evacuating 50 super vulnerable people from Rafah into Egypt. And with the timescales, the likelihood is that these people will be the people that we're going to be helping. We've got, what have we got? Where's the people? Stuffs. Come. Okay, so we have.
I'm gonna drop this.
You are gonna drop it. It's fine. We've got pretty envelopes. We're using the same format as Rain's cash aid missions before. So any donation of £40 or more will get you an envelope that you can decorate however you want. You can write messages of solidarity on it. We will get your donation in that envelope straight into the hands of one person. If you want to donate less, obviously I know cost of living increases have been awful. £40 is a lot. You are welcome to join up with other people though, if you wanna, join together and get an envelope. Or we've got these cute little paper things where you can write little messages, and we'll put them in the envelopes if you want to donate less and still get your message across. Because obviously we want these people to know that Welsh love goes with us. That's what we're doing. We're trying to take Welsh love and give it to the people of Gaza. They need it. Nothing quite like Welsh love. I got a I do have a little speech that I'm supposed to read, but I'm neurodivergent and very stressed, so please bear with me. Let me remember where I've put it. That would be nice. We can explain. Okay, there we go. Okay. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I am here today to talk to you about Kutches to Gaza. It's an initiative that is all about spreading love, support, and connection to injured and displaced Palestinians in Cairo. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to have to leave your home, your loved ones, and everything you hold dear. These families from Gaza have experienced unimaginable hardships, and they need our help. They've arrived in Egypt, sometimes with nothing but the clothes on their back, facing a desperate need for shelter, food, water, medicine, and basic necessities. There are no current government programs in Egypt to support these people, and NGOs have not moved in yet. So it is grassroots groups only currently that are doing this work. And here's the beautiful thing. We have the power to make the difference. All of you can help. Through our direct cash aid program, we will hand deliver your generous donations to these families in need. They will literally be put from our hands into their hands, and hopefully provide some relief, some stability, and connection in their lives. When you donate more than £40, we will put your name, or you can do it if you're here in person. Any short message. If you want to be anonymous, please let us know. And that cash aid envelope will be handed to a family. And we can then imagine the joy and comfort that they'll feel knowing that they are not forgotten by the world, and that there are people out there who care about them. We are not our governments, and we need to rise up and show this. Every single donation, thank you, no matter how small, is appreciated. Even a £1 can help. You can team up with friends or family to contribute and get an envelope dedicated to a person in need. And the entire donation will go to support that one person, making an even greater impact. Or like I said, we've got the little notes. We've got pens and everything. We've got stickers. We've got washi tape. We're actually going to be, after the march, we're going to be at the Queer Emporium outside. So if you want to come and chat to us, donate, get an envelope, decorate it yourself. We're going to be there for a couple of hours. So we'll probably be there from about 1, because we're going to do the march to there, and then we'll stop off. We have already booked our flights and accommodations. We're a queer disabled couple from Caerphilly, and we are passionate about building a better world. Time is running short, and we need your support. We want to be on the right side of history, building strong communities that keep each other safe, both here and further afield. So I urge you to join the movement, donate where you can, and share this cause with everyone you know. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can offer these families a cwtch, a Welsh hug that symbolises love, support, and the knowledge that they are not alone in this world. Let's bring hope and connection to these people. Donate today and be part of something truly special. You can find us on Instagram. We are Kutches to Gaza 2024, and hopefully we will see you in a little bit at the Queer Emporium as well. Thank you.
Okay, so As a white LGBT woman from the valleys, I'm often asked why I stand for the Palestinian people every week. Apparently, they're against my right to a free existence. It's not my experience. My experience is that of love, of friendship and solidarity. And this is where pinkwashing comes in. So pinkwashing is the strategy of promoting LGBT protections as evidence of liberalism and democracy, especially to distract or legitimise violence against other countries. This concept is used by the Israeli government PR team and is related to the exploitation of sexual minorities to justify xenophobia and racism. Pinkwashing is used to justify colonialism, this time on the basis of LGBT rights in Western countries. Allegations of pinkwashing against Israel have led to an intersection of queer rights movements along with Palestinian rights movements in Palestine and in other countries. This strategy has allowed the two activist groups to come together and fight for one cause. The Palestinian queer movement rejects pinkwashing, and so must we. So are we going to allow them to pose us against each other? No, because the people united must never be defeated. 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 Thank you, guys.
Free, free! Free, free! The sick logic of the Israeli regime where they stand with LGBTQ plus flags and argue that what they're doing is in the name of freedom and love is disgusting, but it's propped up by this government. It's propped up by the United States of America. They are our real enemies, exactly like that says right there. They are our enemies, not the Palestinians. And this logic is the logic they have used for decades upon decades, when over half the countries that have anti or have homophobic legislation in place were actually put there by the British Empire. And still those countries are fighting, the LGBT people in those countries are fighting to get rid of the legacy of homophobic Britain. That is what we're talking about. They try to tar us and say the Middle East and Africa, we're all homophobic, we hate trans people. Last time I checked, history says otherwise. It's our histories, our cultures that were the most progressive. So we do not want their liberalism, because every time radical movements emerge in the Middle East or in Africa who give women the vote, who tear down those homophobic legislations, what happens? The West and their imperialism sends their coups and their militaries to put back into power those that oppress. They do not care as long as they get their oil, as long as they get their land. The whole country can be filled with dead bodies, LGBTQ or otherwise. They have no thought about our liberation. They only care about their profits. And that's why it's so fantastic that the queer community around the world have stood up and said, not in our name. We see the logic that they're using and the whole world has said no. The radical movement is built within LGBTQ communities, Jewish communities, Muslim communities, secular communities, because we are one. In our thousands and in our millions, we are all Palestinians. So never let them get away with using identity as a justification for genocide. And it's just that. We'll never let them get away by saying that, oh, this is for Judaism. It's not for Judaism. It's not for love, peace, or anything like that. It's for Zionism. It's for land. It's for taking what is not theirs. It is genociding an indigenous population on myth and folklore to justify the profits they want to gain. This has been their plan for a long, long time. We argue this. They pretend as if it's something that has happened because of October 7th. It's nothing to do with that. If it was something to do with October 7th, why did they massacre the peaceful Palestinian demonstrations walking up to the Israeli border and saying, free us, we are not here to accept your apartheid. Why did they gun them down? If they care so much about violence, why did they gun those people down? Peaceful, violent, it does not matter. You are on site if you are Palestinian. You are on site if you're against Israeli apartheid. And quite frankly, let us all be on site, because every single one of us is against Israeli apartheid. We believe in one state, one land, and that is our Palestinian land, free for Jewish people, Muslim people, secular people, LGBTQ people, whoever you are accepted. Is the opposite. And as Israel says, they are pro-LGBTQ. Last time I checked, gay marriage wasn't even legalized there. And last time I checked, why is Netanyahu inviting some of the biggest homophobes this world has literally ever seen, such as Viktor Orban of Hungary, into Israel? Why does he have relationships with people like Donald Trump if he was so upset about homophobia? It is all a lie to justify their oppression, but we do not believe it. Thank you.
Hi. As a queer Muslim trans femme, I've seen a lot of things being said in my name and for my right to exist. And as queer and trans people, we spend a lot of our lives questioning ourselves and questioning everything about our identity. But I think unanimously, the one thing that is never brought into question is our morals. The one thing that we will never question is the protection of marginalized people and the prevention of human suffering. And that is why we say not in our name. Sorry. When I think of the suffering that has happened in Gaza, in Palestine, I think of all of those queer stories that never got the chance to be written. I think about all of those uncracked eggs, as we like to say in the trans community. When I see the names written of children, I wonder what names they would have picked for themselves when they realized who they were. And that is why we say no more. That is why. Because as queer Muslims, as queer people, we understand what it means to have our history erased. We understand what it means to have our elders taken from us. We understand what it means to leave our homes in fear of persecution. The only benefit and privilege we have is that when we leave our homes for fear of homophobia, we know that our families are safe even though we leave them. It's at times like these that I remember lesbians and gays support the miners. I remember the solidarity of the lesbian nurses during the AIDS crisis. And I look out at all of these faces out here and I see that same solidarity reflected. And so I want to thank you all for being here. And I want to encourage us all to remember that in the days going forward, that queer liberation and trans liberation is Palestinian liberation. And our struggles are so intermingled that you cannot force us apart. You cannot untwine us and pretend to face us against each other and say, you are not worthy, you are not valid, you are not worthy of life because of this person or that person. In reality, we need to understand that it is these systems that have put us into place and placed targets on our back and pointed us to each other and said, fight. So never forget when we march in these streets who we are marching for. We are marching for ourselves. We are marching for those queer stories that will never be told. And we are marching to free Palestine. Thank you.
time before we have to march to the statue. Would anyone else like to speak? Don't be shy. Yes.
Right, I've not spoken at marches before because as a white person I'm like, it's not really my place to get up and say what I think really. But we've been working since October as queer artists for a free Palestine. We're a collective of people who just want to make art that goes towards the cause. We've also been making the Wales-Palestine Solidarity quilt, which is going to be fucking massive. The best thing about it is that there are patches from loads of different sorts of people. Some of them are from queer anarchists, and some of the patches are from mums. And I think the really beautiful thing is that it's brought people together, and it's encouraged those conversations with people that may not even have been thinking about what a privilege it is to live life as we do, not under the threat of immediate death, not wondering, you know, when the next time we're going to eat is going to be. And it's important for white queer people to come out for these sorts of things, even if it's not the queer march, even if it's just marching in the Saturday marches, because this genocide is happening in our name, and it's fucking disgusting. And if we don't stand up for other people, then we may as well just not have a brain in our heads and a heart in our chest, I think. Yeah, that's it. I got nothing else. Oh wait, if you do want to join Queer Artists for a Free Palestine, come and find either me or one of the boys with the banner, and we'll scan you in. That's it.
Would you mind please raising your banner for everyone else to see, so that they know which banner to find? Beautiful. We still have some more time. Would anyone else like to say a few words? Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Aidan. My pronouns are he, they. You all look absolutely beautiful, and you are beautiful just for showing out. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The words of Marsha P. Johnson have been resonating in my head, and it reminds me that Palestinian resistance, little kids, they get arrested and shot at for throwing stones, while we threw bricks and we fought for our liberation. And as Marsha P. Johnson said, there is no pride for some of us without liberation for all of us. Say it. There is no pride for some of us without liberation for all of us. Thank you.
Anyone else? I think we have time for, let me just check. Yeah, we have time for one more person to speak before we march. Any initiatives or?
Hello, firstly, I will be filming because I really want to document our first queer March for Palestine, and because like intersectional, basically this is a time where communities actually come together and actually see how intersectional liberation is made amongst all of us communities. So I really want to show the world out there. So if any of you do not want to be filmed, please, please, please come to me, because I will omit any one of you out, because like your comfort is my priority. That's the first thing. Second thing is, for now, donate everything to to Gaza. And after the initiative, like maybe April, when's the last time?
So we're leaving on the 14th of March, so any GoFundMe donations will need to be in by that point because of the time it takes for them to release the funds. But any PayPal funds can be used up until around the 26th. We're back on the 28th because we can take them out of the Egyptian banks. Yeah.
So latest 26th, 28th of March. After that, and also like prior to that, myself, my friend Aryam and Izam are in contact with a journalist called Mustafa Musalam. Some of you might follow him. And we have had we set up kind of like a very, very grassroots thing called Direct Funds to Gaza in a very short span of time. So the first time we donated was during truce, and then what Mustafa did was took like 2-point-something K of our pounds to buy bedding, groceries for all of them, put cash in their envelopes and give it to multiple families. The second time we raised, it was again in like 3.5 hours, and we raised about like 3+ K again for people who are orphaned, and like Mustafa basically bought lots of groceries and kind of packed enough groceries for 60 different families and distributed it. And then the third time we fundraised was kind of the end of the year, and then we fundraised for menstrual pads for the displaced people around the Rafah area because they were starting to use tent fabric for period pads. So I'm going to we are kind of like in a break right now because Western Union isn't open in Gaza, and it's tough to get money there currently. So I'm really thankful for Coaches to Gaza to kind of like have this period of time to be able to directly give aid to them. But after that, once we're up and running again, then we will restart Direct Funds for Gaza, and it's oh my gosh, I think I forget this thing. But I think it's bit.ly/direct funds. Wait, no. Oh, bit.ly/Gaza Direct. So if you want to donate anything, you can assure that all of the funds will go directly there, and we will put like very transparent updates on how Mustafa will literally use the money and support the people in Palestine. And it's directly there, and it's completely grassroots. We are not going through any kind of like NGO organization, because we want you to know that the money is directly from yourself towards the journalists, and then the journalists will directly give the people over there. Okay, thank you.
Hi. So I actually wanted to mention something that's not to do with what I'm doing. I don't know if everyone here is aware of a charity called Connecting Humanity. You can find them on Instagram. They are amazing. So through them, well, not through them, they give eSIMs that we buy to people in Gaza. And they help them activate them, and you can actually track their usage and you can add to it so that they stay connected. So I'm currently supporting 4 people that have my eSIMs that I've bought and sent to Connecting Humanity, and I can see that, you know, every day that they're being used, that someone in Gaza is using that to stay connected, to talk to their friends and family, and potentially to expose war crimes, because this is how the information is getting out. Journalists have these eSIMs. This is how the information is being got out of Gaza. So if anyone wants to have a look at them, everything is on their page on Instagram, but it's Connecting Humanity. Please check them out. They are amazing, and they are running out of SIM cards on a daily basis. I think they give out around 2,000 a day and help people to connect to them properly so that they work. But yeah, if you guys could all check them out, I would be much appreciated. They are doing fantastic work. Thank you.
Just to add to that as well, there have been a lot of people who are trying to raise funds for their families so they can get out of Gaza as well. I've heard of one initiative called Operation Olive Tree, which is getting a master sheet of everyone and their families to, you know, if you have any extra cash, or if you have anybody reach out to you asking for support, please do tell them about it, because that's what I've been doing and it's been helping a lot of people. Thank you. And just as a tester before we start marching, free, free? Palestine! Free, free? Palestine! Yay, that's the energy.
Okay, we know as queer people how important it is to stand our ground, even if we only have a bit of ground to stand on, and use our voices, even if there's only one person listening to us. Or at least we should know it is everyone's responsibility to speak up. Everyone has a role to play, everyone has a part to play, so find it and play it, because there are no heroes, there's no saviors, there's only us. When thinking about what to say, because honestly words fail me, I just thought of these two lines from a poem from Faiz Hussain Faiz. बोल के अब तक आज़ाद है तेरे, बोल के अब लब आज़ाद है तेरे, बोल ज़बान अब तक तेरी है. Speak for your lips are free, speak for your tongue is still yours. The fight for a free Palestine is a fight for humanity. And we look at our screens and wonder how did this happen, but we have been warned for hundreds of years that colonizers are committing genocide against humans in the name of money and power. And this is what that is as well. So it's a fight for everyone. While we'll be marching, there's also going to be some songs as well as chants. So some of you have the lyrics, some of you don't. Sing along if you want, even if you don't know the words. And yeah, is everyone ready? Yeah! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine!